This isn't a normal intro to one of my videos, but it's such a nice day out. How could I pass it up? How you doing, everybody? This is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today not only a beautiful day, Thrift Time and Finds, Volume 41. And this will be the first time I have ever shot really any video outside of the game room. And why am I doing that? Because I want to try new things. I want to enjoy the nice day, because it's been a pretty chilly winter out here, and well, enjoy it while it lasts, because you know, in the state of Massachusetts, if you don't like the weather, hold on, because it'll change on you. But before we get to the finds that we've been able to find for a little bit, I want to let you know that this will probably be one of my last videos for a little bit. Reason being, life is chaotic and ever-changing. I think I've made that very clear on my channel. So the next time that I post a video, or maybe one other time other than this, I'm not really sure on how it's going to go, in case I get some great ideas or whatever. I haven't really been visiting the thrift much. Like I said, I've been very, very busy, as usual. We all are. So yeah, I'm just excited to be outside, enjoying the nice day, and excited to go over my latest finds at the thrift with you. Let's just appreciate this for a moment. I know it's just a forest, but it's nice, it's green, and it's not chilly out. It's like a good 65 degrees out or something like that. So yeah, I remember last year around this time, or maybe it was May, I think it was May, we got a snowstorm out here, and it wasn't a severe one, but yeah, after getting ready for this time of the year to hit, and then to have that, you never do know what's going to happen next. But I definitely have a great appreciation for the outdoors and in nature as well, and it's always cool to be able to have this type of areas that you live near. I don't live in the forest per se, although I'm not gonna lie, it would probably be a pretty cool adventure and something new to do, but with my crazy schedule, just like everybody else's, I'm sure that's a very difficult one to do. But it's beautiful out here. So with all that being said, I've done it on entering it up. Hope you folks are having a wonderful day out there, and let's get to the thrifting. Not really the thrifting, let's get to the finds, because the thrifting is done, but the finds are what you're here for. All right, and we're back, and we're ready to go over the finds. The first thing that I want to go over is King Tusk, the largest land mammal traveling the earth. I went to a Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus, say that 5 times, it's a tongue twister. You won't be able to, because I can barely say it once. I don't really remember the plush. This plush looks really good, the eyes are good, and I don't collect a lot of plush. When I see something that's interesting to me, I grab it, and this definitely caught my eye for sure. So pretty cool. And it's an elephant. I don't have any elephants. I'd love to see one in real life, though. Get off my grass. Get off of my duck. And we're going to try to reposition this elephant, but I can't guarantee that he's going to stay up. If he falls over, then we'll just have to count him as a casualty for the video, but it's okay. It's fine. No, he's not staying up. So you saw him. You definitely will let me know at the end of the video, as always, if that was your favorite find. This right here is a 3D printed type cup. It's for M&Ms. It's from New York, apparently, and it says best friend. I like M&Ms. I actually have a M&M house phone, if you know what those are. There was something we used to use back in the day to make conversations, like phone booths and stuff like that. They don't exist anymore, although I found a few. You know what I'd really like, though, is I'd really like a phone from the 90s that I can remember. It's a see-through phone. Extremely hard to find. Very expensive. But maybe one day that will show up at the thrift. I don't even care if I have an active line or not. It'd just be cool to have. But yeah, I'm going to use that. That won't be a little trinket like our little elephant that we got there is. And we got this guy right here. This is a bottle, and it's wrapped in wool, or woven in wool. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but the cat kind of reminds me of the cat from Alice in Wonderland. I won't try to say the name. I'll butcher it. And Grumpy Cat, rest in peace, of course. But pretty cool. And that is definitely a trinket. Not for the nonsense bookshelf, because that's no longer here anymore. Maybe one day I'll bring that back. But at least I can put it on the computer and look at it and go, I buy some pretty strange stuff. But hey, it's all good. Let's see what else we got here. We got some movies, so let's go over these as quickly as possible. This movie I tried to rent multiple times. For whatever reason, the video store, the local video stores, Family Video or something like that. You know, there's Blockbuster, there's Hollywood Video, there's West Coast Videos, all a bunch of them. But every time I tried to rent it, it was never there. And I saw a few scenes of it, or a few minutes of it on TV at one point. You know how I am with the SC on TV, not SC on TV, but the movies on TV, on cable networks, whatever. You know what I'm saying. But Surviving the Game, it's got Ice-T in it. It's got Gary Busey. How can you say no? This one right here, I'd really like to have a copy on Laserdisc for. I prefer the theatrical version as opposed to the special edition, just for the cover itself. But the features, of course, in the special edition. It's also called, otherwise known as the New Line Platinum Series. It also had Pulp Fiction on there in that series. It had Bobby Brown, I believe, and a few others. But apparently I didn't have this when I was using my app. The CLZ apps is what I use, so the one for movies and video games. They have one for music and comics and everything, but it is something you pay. I'm not, sponsored by them or anything, but I like to say when product's good, to give them some good kudos. And it definitely helps you from not getting triples and doubles and quadruples and things. So, Boogie Nights, if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a try. I'll hopefully be able to find this on Laserdisc, but not a very common one on DVD, and not a very common one at all on Laserdisc, but fairly expensive, more expensive on Laserdisc. Again, these movies are like $1 or $2 at my local Goodwill. So this one right here holds very near and dear to my heart. I used to watch this series and television series with my mom when I was a kid, and I said I really wanted it on VHS, but kind of struck out, and anytime I found it on DVD, missing a disc, scratched, you know how it goes. Always something like that. But I finally pulled the trigger on it in Star Wars. The first one, the motion picture. Star Wars. Oof. I'm gonna get a few nasty comments for that one. I was thinking of Star Wars when I said that. I don't know why. It probably was the duck. No excuse. Star Trek, the motion picture, director's edition. So this has a couple of different scenes from the theatrical cut that was cut, and also has some scenes from the 1983 television version that was implanted, because when something's brought on TV, you have to add time to let the movie at least go on for a certain amount of time, whether it's an hour and a half with commercials or whatever. But you can't show the violence, nudity, language, stuff like that, whatever. Certain content can't be out there. So, and a lot of times in the 80s and 90s, they would put different scenes in there to entice people to watch it more. And a great example of that is actually Halloween. They finally released it in the 90s, a actual television cut of Halloween, which includes 12 minutes of television version footage, which adds a lot to the story. Not a whole lot, but every little bit counts, because I'm a huge horror fan, and I love Halloween. So glad to add it. Got a few more to track down. This one, I didn't know I actually had this, and I don't, but I do now. And luckily for my app, it told me that I did, even though I thought I did, but I didn't. I just messed that up. I'm really messed up right now. I've had to do this a few times because of noise or the camera shut off. There's a bunch of stuff, so bear with me here. I got it. It's sealed, and it's the best condition it can be in, because every other time I found it, again, those things applied, missing disc, scratched, whatever. But Spaceballs, excellent movie, and it's a spoof of Star Wars, And that would be why I was talking about Star Wars and Star Trek. It messed me up, and it just so happens to be together. There you go. Don't roast me too hard. This one right here is a Charles Bronson movie. You know, I love my Charles Bronson movies. This is a Family of Cops 2. I think I've seen portions of 1 and 3, but never 2. So I don't know, but looks like a pretty good movie. Why not? Another one to add. This one right here looks like a straight to DVD movie, straight to television movie. You know, those are either awesomely bad or just bad. But it says on it, Dreamland it's called, and it says Warning Area 51. So I figured, what the hell, I'm gonna give it a try. And it says on the back here, The X-Files meets the Twilight Zone. I said that was good enough for me. This one right here is pretty excited to see this because this is extremely uncommon to find in the wild. I don't know if you would call it rare, but very uncommon. More uncommon even to find it. I found it faster on Laserdisc than I did actually on VHS or DVD, which is weird, or VHS as opposed to DVD. So, Barbed Wire. This was based on a comic book, I believe. Kind of reminds me a little bit, but not really, because different artistic styles of Sin City. That was a really good movie as well, and glad to finally own it on DVD. I've been trying to track this down forever, but again, extremely hard to find. This one right here, Kurt Russell, Soldier. Haven't been able to find a copy that's in good condition. This one is, disc is pristine. Kurt Russell, Escape from New York, Escape from LA, Tango and Cash, Executive Decision. What else? There's a bunch of them. I couldn't forget one of my favorites, Big Trouble in Little China. Whew. Did you hear they're doing a re-release of that movie? A remake? Do you agree that some movies should just remain untouched in its original form? I kind of go back and forth on that, so I don't know. I don't know how it'll turn out. Hopefully it'll be good, but I don't think it'll have Kurt Russell in it, so it really doesn't interest me. But this one right here, I've been seeing a lot of Blu-rays pop up at the Thrift, and a lot of them have even been sealed because you know there's 4K, and soon there'll be 8K, and then there'll be 12K, and then you won't even need to put it in there anymore. But I'm kind of making myself sound a little weird, but after you buy stuff on different formats so many times for a feature or the cover or whatever kind of nonsense I spend, like you kind of start thinking like, I don't know if I want to go any further. But Drag Me to Hell, unrated director's cut, sealed. Couple of bucks, originally 30. That, my friends, is what we call a deal. Same thing with this 2012. This isn't sealed, but I believe it's the 3D version of the movie. No, it might not. No, it's not. It's just a very large version of the movie. But I saw a couple of theatrical trailers on it. It looked really cool. Never actually got around to checking it out, and luckily I didn't, because instead of paying 30 or 40 or whatever this would have been at the time, because it's a 3-disc, so that's an interesting question. I may never know the answer to. I only paid a couple bucks, so again, another deal. I really appreciate the first one of this. Not really a fan of the second or third one, but the second one was okay. Different characters playing lead roles, but hey, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Never Ending Story 2, the next chapter. As I throw it. Look at that cover art. I'm such a sucker for cover arts. This one right here is one of my only purchases that I've made in regards to having a Canadian release. So this is called Spaced 3-disc Collector's Edition, and it's apparently a short series. It's sealed, and it caught all the way from here to Canada, and it has the Canadian dollar symbol back there, and also the Motion Picture Association, the MPA, or the MPPA, I believe it's called, is the one that reviews and rates our movies to give them, rated R, rated NC-17, PG, PG-13. You get the drift. The one that is out in Canada is apparently, and I didn't know this, so food for thought, something to learn every day. Film Censor's Office. Interesting. And I don't think they rate them the same way that we do, where it's R, G, PG-13, like I said, but this has a 15 to it, so does that mean PG-13, but it's 15? It says parental guidance. General viewing, some scenes may be unsuitable for young children. I'm going to go with PG-13, but that's pretty cool. Something new to learn. And this one will be for my daughter. She's into anime. It's called Protectors of the Universe. Looks like a really cool movie. And she's into right now Attack on Titan, I think it's called, or Attack of the Titans, I don't remember. But I watched a few of them with her. Not really my cup of tea, but I can respect the art. It's beautiful, so she'll enjoy it. Anything with Joe Pesci in it has anything to do with the genre of mob-related films, such as Casino, such as Goodfellas. Do I need to keep going? Cousin Vinny. My Cousin Vinny was a great movie too. This one's called Love Ranch. Has a blockbuster tag on it that says 12/25/2010. I could have swore that the majority of them, not all, but the majority of the blockbusters actually closed down in the early to mid 2000s. So could this be from one of the last blockbusters that was around at the time? I don't know. But pretty cool. Lake Placid. Why? I'll tell you why. It's a giant alligator and it's in a lake. And it's kind of a horror science fiction movie. There's a lot of different sequels to it. I think we're straight to TV and on the Sci-Fi Network. But some of those movies are really good. My grandmother really appreciated it. It's the Sci-Fi Channel. As well as my mom. This one right here, Deep Cover, with Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum. Fantastic movie. Didn't realize I didn't even have this. I don't even have this on VHS. I could have swore I did, but I do not. So that's definitely a first add to the collection. This one right here is another. Oh, thanks, truck. This is what you get from filming outside. This one right here is from Blockbuster again. Unrated version of this movie I didn't know existed, so I picked it up. I didn't have it anyway, but the number 23 with Jim Carrey. It has both the theatrical and the unrated version of the film, so I think that's really cool because then you can compare and contrast the different cuts, and it was good in it, and yeah, pretty cool. So Jim Carrey typically will star in a lot of comedic roles, but that one was a pretty serious horror one, so interesting. Charlie's Angels, loved watching the show with my mom when I was a kid. Thought the first one was pretty good. Saw bits and pieces of the second one, so picked them up. Didn't have them. That app is a wonderful thing. Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle. And this one right here is Ultraviolence with Mila Jovovich, and she was in a lot of great movies. You know, Fifth Element, most of the Resident Evil movies. The remake looks like it's going to be really good. Or the reboot. Yeah, it's a reboot. So confusing, those two words sometimes, but they were okay. I like the first two. The rest of them, I could pass on them. But yeah, this is Ultraviolet. I didn't have this, and she's a really good actress. Can't wait to watch it. It looks really interesting, though, I'll tell you that. And when was this released? 2006, so I don't even know if it was a straight to DVD one or it was in the movie theater at one point, but whatever, cool. This right here is for the boy. I thought about at least getting the first one on VHS, but never pulled the trigger. Free Willy 1, 2, and 3, and I've never seen this 3-pack before, so he likes the Free Willy movies. He'll enjoy that. And what else we got here? I got something in my pocket. I have a Millennium Falcon. I have a large Millennium Falcon that I've never shown you before, but that'd be a good video one day. Show you all my Powers of the Force line figures of Star Wars back from 1995. A lot of them still sealed. That would probably take an hour. But I got a Death Star. It's a squishy Death Star, but it's a Death Star nonetheless. This right here is a Who box set of cassettes. I'm not huge in collecting cassettes, but when I see these, they definitely interest me. So it takes me to definitely a different time. The Who, and then for whatever reason, it's flipped like that. It's got all kinds of different songs, whether they were live, and a lot of their great stuff, and some of the stuff you probably never heard before. But love these for their booklets. They're great, just like a complete series, TV series, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. But that's awesome. And here are the cassettes. Not too bad. I'll take it. I love these things, like just sitting in the game room, whether it's trinkets or just like cover arts that interest me, and it's pretty cool. Put that right there, and then got a few more things, and then we get to the games. Not a whole lot of games, but activity's starting to pick up. The good weather's out, and if you're ever going to start thrifting, or at least dip your toe into the water, as they say, now is the time to do it, between now and June. Once the summer comes, it kind of dies down again. Pick up in the fall, dies down in the winter. That's at least what I've seen, at least in my area. So this one right here is a audio version of the movie Red Dragon. So this is part of the Silence of the Lamb universe. Silence of the Lambs. And Hannibal. Red Dragon is the reinterpretation, remake of the original Manhunter, it was entitled. And it's pretty cool. I've never seen something like this before. And it was released in 1989, because that's when cassettes were the thing back then. But has a little information right there as well. And has some literature back here. I think that's pretty cool. I've never had a book on a cassette before, so look at that. Look at that dragon. Look at that cover. Beautiful. Another great piece to add to the game room, of course. I just noticed something I didn't notice before. This is read by the great Chris Sarandon. And if you don't know who Chris Sarandon is, I'll give you a little idea. I'll give you a little background. Not a whole lot. The Detective, Child's Play, the first one, and Jerry Dangerage in Fright Night. Not the remake, not the second one, but the first one. Need I say more? Fantastic actor in a lot of other different movies, but those are the ones that definitely come to mind at first. And these ones right here, before the games, are some promotional vinyls that I found. And it's weird because I've never had them before, but it did have the station from where it came from, which is cool. So I guess the station must have went out of business. And it even has some dates on it as well. It was apparently on Beacon Street in Boston, Massachusetts. It was WERS 88.9 FM Boston. I've heard them before. Not very much. I was more of a Jammer 94.5, a Hot 97.7 when I wanted to listen to my rap. But if I want to listen to some good old classic rock, that's WZLX 001,007. And then BCN, of course, 1041. They don't, any of them exist except for Jammer 94.5. I don't think Hot 97.7 is anymore, but ZLX 1007 does, and BCN's gone. So, pretty cool. This is Jeff Lamb. It's Violator. It's a promotional one. This is ones that they used to send the disc jockeys in these radio stations. So, other than the song's a pretty good song, it's something different. I own a piece of history now. Whether it's important history or not is up for interpretation, but still, never had anything like that before. I think that's awesome. This one right here, I don't really know much about, but again, it says The Omen 3 from Magic Affair. It's got 2 different remixes in it, and it's from the 90s, and it's sealed. It's a promotional copy, so pretty neat. This one right here, again, another promotional thing. You'll know because you'll see something like that where they punch a hole in it or do some sort of alteration to the packaging, but it's a Wing and a Prayer, Life, and Drum Company. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what this is, but the cover art is amazing, and it's poking fun at King Kong. So, look at that. It was King Kong the whole time. He had a disguise on. And apparently it's Babyface Strikes Back. I have no idea what that is, but it's awesome. This one right here is a couple remixes for an Ice-T song, and it was way back from the 90s. Again, another promotional copy that was probably sent to this radio station. Awesome. I love this kind of stuff. And this one is, I think it's the same thing, it just doesn't say it, doesn't have any indications on it, but it's called Royal Crescent Mob Time Bomb. I've never heard of it, but look at that cover. Does that not say Super Mario? And that truck's very loud. It's not, but it's got a couple different versions of a song on here, but the cover definitely got me for sure. And one more thing, then the games. Generation Next has a bunch of songs in it I don't know, but it has the Pepsi symbol on it. It's from the 90s, and it's got that Toys R Us symbol, and that's awesome. Games, not any huge ones that I didn't have before, but the Game of Life for PS1, pretty cool. Tonka Space Station, something I could probably play with me and the boy. Looks like he'd have a lot of fun with that. He's into his Xbox a lot. He's into Minecraft. He just recently got introduced to another game involving sharks that I can't remember the title for now, but maybe I could convince him to spare some time for his old pops here and have some fun. Maybe, don't know. Mary-Kate and Ashley, Crush Course. Why? I don't know. I saw a stack of PS1 games. I grabbed them, and that was the end of that. I get too excited sometimes, and maybe I'll try it out and give you an honest review, which will be very honest, I'm sure. It is from Acclaim. There's a chance. Spyro, Year of the Dragon, Greatest Hits Edition. Sorry for the glare if there's any, of course, like I said before. Who Borders 3, Greatest Hits Edition. This was all at one time too. This one right here would have been a great one. Mega Man X6 for the PlayStation 1. But unfortunately, it's missing the manual and it's missing the disc. Now, why would you pick up an empty case? Oh, I didn't. Saw a disc, just didn't look at it. And I've now officially got a fantastic copy, if I ever wanted to read along with the book, The Lion King and The Lion King Far From the Pride Lands. And of course, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. So in case I ever wanted to whip out those books and have a read along with it, I have it. But good thing about this is, other than the fact that I have no interest in the disc, I'm going to keep it in there because it's a lesson learned. Don't jump and, oh, the PS1 games. There was somebody over there looking for games as well, and I spotted them right before, and he was over at the where the DVD section is, right next to it. So that's my excuse. I should have just stopped and looked, but it's fine. I checked out the disc real quick to see if they were scratched. But the good thing about that is I can get the manual, and I could probably get the disc at a much decent price as opposed to complete, because some of these games, if you try to go for complete, you know, with the NES and the old retro ones, and this is kind of on the lines of retro now at this point. It was, you know, the original PlayStation came out in 1995, I believe, so a long time ago. They cost a lot, so I might save myself a few bucks if I want to complete that, because I don't need the Lion King read-along book in there. I'm sure it's a wonderful thing to listen to, but not for me. So, and we got a few more games, and that's it. We're wrapping it up. Copy of GTA San Andreas. I think I have the Greatest Hits one. I now have the regular edition, which is cool. Some OG Xbox games. The Bible game. I played a few for the NES. I have a feeling this will be either awesomely bad but good, or just bad and terrible. We'll be able to find out. Maybe I'll do a review on it at some point. I was huge into chess when I was a kid. Checkers was okay, but chess was my game. It made you think, and I like to think. This is the Chess Master, and it's heavy. That manual is heavy, but there's a lot of different rules when it comes to chess, so pretty cool. And for the Xbox 360, Gears of War 3. I could have swore I had this, but I might have seen it enough times where the disc was ruined or missing or whatever, and finally got it, so cool. Glad to add it. And this one right here is The Reckoning, another Xbox 360 title. Looks pretty cool to me. And last but certainly not least, the Dangerous Hunts 2009 for the Wii. An awesomely good bad shooter. I don't have that, but I have the smaller version of it, like this little peripheral, so pretty cool. Ready, aim, fire. Compatible with the Wii Zapper. Okay, cool. Well, that's all I got. So let's take a look and review. What did you think? What was your favorite thing as I almost fall over one of the many holes of the yard? let me know, of course, in the comments section down below. The doc isn't included. He's only here for guidance and support. I'd say it's been a pretty good 2 months. Not really going over these, but awesome. Got some great PlayStation finds, but yeah, that was clearly a mishap on mine, because I probably wouldn't have done that. But as I try to reposition myself, let me know down in the comment section down below, what was your favorite thing that we found today? Was it the games? Was it the promotional vinyls? I almost said Laserdisc. I got Laserdisc on mine. Was it the Death Star? Was it the trinkets? Or was it the Red Dragon? I don't know, but you do, and you need to let me know. What can I say? I love collecting movies, I love collecting games, I love collecting nonsense. That's just who I am. But thank you very much to those folks. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. As I've said this many other times before, but I'm sure those other 97 folks did at one point subscribe, because they are here. They probably hit that notification bell, because anytime that I upload a review, Thrift Time and finds, anything we buy off the internet, or just some other crazy, wacky, wild nonsense, you'll be notified of that right away. And like I said, this will probably be the last video for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And the weekend's right around the corner. It's Tuesday, so it's kind of far away, but let me be. But I've got to put some stuff away and enjoy my nonsense. So play with my dog, all the kind of good stuff that you do during the day. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video.